Have you ever felt completely isolated, as if the universe was taking you away from everything and everyone? What if I told you that this isolation could be a powerful sign that you were chosen for something much greater? In this video, we'll explore the true meaning behind your isolation and reveal why the universe is preparing you for a special mission. If you're wondering why you feel so disconnected or believe there's something more going on in your life, this video is for you. Welcome to the Eye of the Soul channel. Isolation may seem like a difficult and lonely time, but it carries a much deeper meaning. When you feel isolated, it's as if the universe is offering you a much-needed break so you can look inside yourself. This moment of introspection is fundamental for your personal and spiritual growth. It's an opportunity to reconnect with who you really are, away from the distractions and noise of the outside world. During isolation, you have the chance to reflect on your choices, your desires, and what really matters in your life. It is in this space of silence that you can truly hear yourself without the interference of external opinions. This process of self-reflection is essential so that you can understand your true purposes and align your actions with them. Isolation is not a punishment, but rather a gift that the universe gives you so that you can grow and transform. Furthermore, isolation allows you to identify old patterns that may no longer serve you. Often, we are so caught up in everyday routines and expectations that we fail to notice behaviors and beliefs that limit our growth. This is the time to question these old ways of thinking and make room for new perspectives, more aligned with who you want to become. Another important point is that isolation gives you the opportunity to deal with emotions and memories that, for a long time, you may have avoided. Facing these issues head-on is essential so that you can clear the ground and prepare your life for new experiences and learning. It is a process that, although challenging, brings profound and lasting transformation. Take advantage of this time of isolation to connect with your inner self and discover what really makes you happy. Ask yourself if you are on the right path and what you need to change so that your life is more aligned with your dreams and goals. This introspection phase is essential so that you can make more conscious decisions that truly reflect who you are. Isolation is also an opportunity to reconnect with the divine. It is in this silence that you can feel the presence of the universe around you, realizing how it is constantly guiding and supporting you. This is the time to strengthen your faith and trust that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. When we talk about isolation, it is essential to understand that it does not happen by chance. Often, this period of solitude is a way for the universe to guide us towards a specific path. It's as if the universe is giving us a chance to pause, reflect, and reconnect with our true essence. These breaks are essential so that we can align ourselves with our life purpose and realize what really matters. The universe communicates with us in subtle ways, especially during isolation. Signs, coincidences, and intuitions are ways in which the universe shows us that we are on the right path. During isolation, it is common to feel lost or without direction, but it is precisely in these moments that the universe is most present, guiding us and offering support. Learning to notice these signs is a valuable skill that can help us navigate life's challenges with more confidence and clarity. The universe is always sending us messages. It is up to us to be open and receptive to understand them. Being attentive to these signs from the universe also means being present in the moment. When we are fully engaged in the present, we begin to notice the little things that previously went unnoticed. These moments of clarity are critical in helping us understand our path and purpose. Furthermore, the universe uses isolation as a way to help us let go of patterns and beliefs that no longer serve our growth. By removing ourselves from external distractions, we have the chance to reevaluate our lives and make the necessary changes to align with our true desires and goals. This is an essential part of the process of transformation and self-discovery. This period of isolation also teaches us to trust the flow of life more. By realizing that the universe is constantly guiding us, we can relax and trust that we are exactly where we need to be. This brings a sense of peace and security, even in the midst of uncertainty. The universe supports us every step of the way, and isolation is just one phase of that journey. Isolation can bring with it a series of challenges, with loneliness being one of the most difficult to face. When we are alone, without the constant support of friends and family, it is common to feel empty, as if we are disconnected from the world around us. But it's important to remember that this feeling of loneliness doesn't need to be seen as something negative. One of the biggest challenges of isolation is dealing with self-doubt. Being alone often brings us face to face with our own thoughts, insecurities, and fears. Without the distractions of everyday life, these feelings can intensify, making us question our decisions and our ability to move forward. However, facing these doubts is essential for our development. By dealing with them consciously, we can strengthen our self-esteem and confidence. Another significant challenge is the feeling of stagnation. During isolation, it can feel like life is at a standstill, that we are not progressing as we would like. This feeling of inertia can be frustrating and demotivating. However, it is important to understand that this period of apparent pause is, in fact, a time of preparation. Isolation offers us the opportunity to reflect, redefine goals, and plan our next steps with more clarity and purpose. Anxiety is another common feeling that can arise during isolation. Uncertainty about the future and lack of social interaction can generate a feeling of discomfort and worry. To face this anxiety, it is essential to find ways to calm down and reconnect with the present. Practices such as meditation, breathing exercises, and leisure time can help alleviate anxiety and bring more tranquility to everyday life. Additionally, isolation can make us feel disconnected from our community. A lack of social contact can lead us to believe we are alone in our challenges. However, it is important to remember that many other people are also going through similar situations. Seeking support in online communities, interest groups, or even phone conversations can help reduce this feeling of disconnection. For many, isolation also brings repressed emotions to the surface. Without external distractions, we are forced to confront feelings that we may have ignored for too long. This process can be painful, but it is necessary for healing and growth. Facing these emotions head-on allows us to process them and move forward with more lightness and clarity. Overcoming the challenges of isolation requires patience and self-compassion. It is essential to remember that this period, although difficult, is temporary and is part of a larger process of personal development. Being kind to yourself and accepting that not every day will be easy is essential to going through this phase with more serenity. When we're going through a period of isolation, it's easy to feel like we're completely alone. However, it is important to remember that there is an invisible community of people who, like you, are also facing their own challenges and seeking greater meaning in life. These people, known as the chosen ones, share a similar spiritual journey to yours, even if you never meet in person. This invisible community is made up of individuals who, at some point, felt the call to step away from the distractions of the world and dedicate themselves to a journey of self-knowledge and transformation. Although you may not know them directly, simply knowing that there are others facing similar challenges can bring great comfort and a sense of belonging. Connecting with these chosen others happens in many ways. It could be through a video you watch, or even a casual conversation with someone who suddenly says exactly what you needed to hear. These connections help you realize that, although the path may be lonely, it is not exclusive. Being part of this invisible community also means you are in tune with a larger network of energy and purpose. It is as if you and the other chosen ones are connected by an invisible thread, which unites you through common experiences, learning, and challenges. This spiritual connection strengthens you, even if unconsciously, and gives you the courage you need to continue moving forward on your journey. This community also gives you the opportunity to learn from the experiences of others. Although you may not be physically present with these people, you can be inspired by the stories of overcoming and growth that you hear or read. Each of those chosen is at a different stage of their journey, and by sharing their stories, everyone helps each other evolve and find more meaning in their own lives. Another great advantage of being part of this invisible community is the feeling of solidarity it promotes. Knowing that other people also face difficulties, doubts, and fears similar to yours makes you feel less isolated in your challenges. This solidarity creates an invisible but powerful bond between everyone who is on the same spiritual quest. Accepting the journey of isolation can be one of the most difficult steps, but also one of the most important on your path of personal and spiritual growth. We often resist isolation because it takes us out of our comfort zone and forces us to confront aspects of ourselves that we would rather avoid. However, understanding that this journey is part of a larger plan can completely transform the way you approach this period. Acceptance begins with understanding that each phase of life has a purpose. Isolation is not a punishment, but rather an opportunity to reconnect with yourself, to reflect on your choices, and to reevaluate your values and goals. When you accept isolation as a necessary part of your journey, you open yourself up to the lessons and experiences it has to offer. During this process, it is essential to develop an attitude of trust and commitment. Accepting the journey of isolation means trusting that the universe is guiding you to where you need to be, even if it doesn't make sense at the moment. This trust allows you to relax and stop fighting what is happening, embracing the experience with more serenity and less resistance. Embracing the journey also involves practicing patience. Isolation can feel endless, and the lack of immediate answers can be frustrating. However, it is important to remember that growth takes time. The answers you seek may not come immediately, but they will come at the right time. Patience is the key to getting through this phase without anxiety and with an open mind to the possibilities. Furthermore, by accepting isolation, you begin to see the opportunities for transformation it offers. This period of solitude can be seen as a time of preparation, where you have the chance to strengthen yourself internally, heal old wounds, and prepare for the next steps in your life. When you accept this journey, you allow the transformation to happen naturally and fluidly. Accepting the journey also helps you find peace in the midst of uncertainty. Instead of worrying about what the future holds, you learn to focus on the present and enjoy the lessons each moment brings. This shift in perspective brings a sense of peace and contentment, even in the midst of challenges. Another important aspect of acceptance is gratitude. When you accept isolation as part of your journey, you begin to appreciate the little things and notice the beauty in the simplest experiences. Isolation, although often challenging, can be one of the most powerful ways to introspect. Being alone offers a unique opportunity to disconnect from external distractions and focus on yourself, allowing for a deeper connection with your inner self. This time away from the influences and expectations of others is essential so that you can truly hear your own voice and understand what is truly important to you. During isolation, introspection becomes a vital practice. Without the constant interruptions of everyday life, you have the chance to examine your beliefs, values, and desires more clearly. This process of self-analysis allows you to identify what needs to be adjusted or changed in your life so that it is more aligned with who you really are. It's a time to question whether you are living according to your principles and whether you are on the right path toward your goals. This period of isolation also gives you the opportunity to reflect on your past actions and decisions. By looking back honestly, you can recognize patterns of behavior that may no longer serve you. This recognition is the first step towards change. Introspection during isolation allows you to identify these areas for improvement and gives you the space you need to start working on them. Without the constant influence of others, you can explore your emotions and thoughts in a deeper way. This exploration is important to understand what really motivates you and what you need to be happy. The self-knowledge acquired during isolation helps you make more conscious decisions that are aligned with your true desires. Isolation is also an opportunity to reset your priorities. Away from social pressures, you can focus on what really matters to you. This is the time to ask yourself what makes you happy, what you want to achieve, and how you want to live your life. This clarity allows you to focus your energy on what really matters, eliminating what is superfluous or unnecessary. Introspection in isolation can also reveal talents and passions you may not have known you had. Given the time and space to explore your interests, you may discover new skills or rediscover old ones that have been dormant. This can open doors to new opportunities and paths you had never considered before. Transformation is one of the most profound and meaningful results that can emerge from isolation. When you allow yourself to go deeper into solitude and face your own internal issues, a process of genuine change begins to occur. This transformation goes far beyond appearances and touches the deepest layers of your being, bringing a renewal that impacts all areas of your life. The first step towards this transformation is self-reflection. During isolation, you have the opportunity to look within yourself and examine your beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors with a critical eye. Often, this process reveals old patterns that no longer make sense or that prevent you from moving forward. Identifying these patterns is important because only then can you start working to change them and adopt new ways of thinking and acting. As you progress on this inner journey, you begin to realize that transformation is not just about changing what's around you, but more importantly, about changing what's inside you. This is the moment when you reconnect with your true essence and begin to live in a more authentic way and aligned with your values. This internal change reflects in all areas of your life, bringing more peace, clarity, and purpose. Another essential part of transformation during isolation is the healing process. Facing the feelings and memories that arise during this period can be painful, but it is a necessary step to releasing what stops you from growing. By facing these old wounds, you allow them to heal, creating space for new experiences and opportunities. Healing is essential for the transformation to be complete and lasting. Transformation during isolation often involves the need to let go. Letting go of old beliefs, relationships, or situations that no longer serve you is a crucial step towards growth. While it can be difficult to let go of the familiar, letting go is necessary to make room for new possibilities, and so you can evolve into a more complete version of yourself. Transformation also teaches you to value the process and not just the end result. During isolation, you learn that every small step, every small advance is significant and contributes to your growth. This change in perspective allows you to enjoy the journey more instead of just focusing on the destination, and brings a sense of ongoing fulfillment and satisfaction. During isolation, the universe communicates with us in ways that often go unnoticed when we are immersed in the chaos of everyday life. These signs, which can manifest themselves in various ways, are like subtle messages that guide us and give us clues about the path we should follow. When you're in a period of solitude, your sensitivity to these messages increases, and that is when the universe finds the perfect opportunity to make itself heard. Signs from the universe can appear in different ways, such as significant coincidences, sudden intuitions, or even through people who cross your path at the right time. These synchronicities, which seem to be mere coincidences, are actually the universe trying to guide you and show you that you're on the right path. Recognizing these signs requires an open mind and a willingness to accept that there is more going on around you than you may realize. Being aware of these signs during isolation is essential to understand the messages that the universe is sending. Maybe you find a book with exactly the words you needed to hear, or maybe a song that plays at just the right moment and brings out an emotion you needed to process. These moments are not random. They are the universe directing you and offering support on your journey. In addition to synchronicities, the universe also communicates through intuitive feelings. During isolation, when distractions are minimized, your intuition becomes stronger and clearer. You may feel a strong inclination to follow a certain path or make a significant change in your life. This intuition is the universe's way of guiding you more directly, showing you what needs to be done so that you can progress on your personal journey. Another common sign from the universe during isolation is dreams. Often, when we are disconnected from the outside world, our dreams become more vivid and meaningful. They can bring important messages, symbolisms that reflect your fears, desires, or the path you should follow. Paying attention to your dreams and reflecting on them can offer you valuable insights into what the universe is trying to tell you. Isolation also allows you to perceive the signs of the universe in the environment around you. Small details, such as the song of a bird, the shape of the clouds in the sky, or even the encounter with an animal, can be interpreted as messages. Receiving and interpreting signs from the universe during isolation requires practice and patience. Messages won't always be clear or easy to understand, but over time, you'll learn to recognize patterns and trust the information you're receiving. This learning process is an important part of your spiritual and personal development. Synchronicities are one of the most fascinating ways the universe communicates with us, especially during times of isolation. These moments when seemingly disconnected events align in surprising ways are more than mere coincidences. They are clear signs that you're in tune with the flow of life and that the universe is guiding you towards your purpose. During isolation, your sensitivity to noticing these synchronicities increases. Being away from external distractions allows you to focus more on the nuances of life, on the little things that previously went unnoticed. This renewed attention causes you to begin to notice these significant coincidences more frequently, recognizing in them the guidance of the universe. These synchronicities can also emerge as answers to questions you carry internally. Maybe you're seeking clarity about an important decision, and then, unexpectedly, something random brings the answer you needed. This feeling of being in the right place at the right time is one of the clearest forms of synchronicity and indicates that you are connected with the universal flow. In addition to providing guidance, synchronicities also have the power to reconnect you with people, places, or opportunities that are important to your growth. These events can open doors you never knew existed, leading you down paths that previously seemed inaccessible. It's as if the universe is creating the perfect conditions for you to move forward on your journey in a fluid and natural way. An interesting aspect of synchronicities is that they do not have to be grand or spectacular to be meaningful. Often, it's the small everyday events that carry the biggest messages. A chance meeting, a word spoken at an opportune moment, or even a delay that leads you to meet someone important. All of this can be seen as synchronicity, guiding you in a powerful way. These moments of significant coincidences also invite you to reflect on the interconnectedness of all things. They show that everything in the universe is related, that every action, thought, or decision you make can have a greater impact than you imagine. This understanding helps you live more consciously, valuing each moment and each experience as part of a greater plan. Connection with chosen others is a fundamental part of the spiritual journey, especially during times of isolation. Even when you feel alone, it's important to remember that there are other people who are walking similar paths to you, facing similar challenges, and seeking answers to the same deep questions. This connection, although often invisible, is powerful and can be a source of great comfort and support. The chosen ones are those people who, like you, felt an inner calling to seek something beyond the material world. to connect with a deeper and more meaningful dimension of life. During isolation, this connection becomes even more important, as it's easy to feel like no one else understands what you're going through. However, by opening yourself up to the possibility that others are also on this journey, you begin to realize that you are not truly alone. This connection with chosen others does not depend on physical encounters or constant interactions. It often manifests itself in a subtle way, through a feeling of belonging, of knowing that there are others who share the same beliefs and values. This sense of invisible community can be a great source of strength, especially in times when isolation feels most challenging. Another way to connect with chosen others is through shared experiences. You may find people who have been through similar situations as you, or who are facing the same types of challenges. These connections are orchestrated by the universe so that you can support each other and learn from each other. Exchanging experiences and learning with chosen others can be extremely enriching and help you see your own journey from a new perspective. It is also important to be aware of the synchronicities that can connect you to chosen others. Often, the universe puts people in our path who have something important to teach us or who need our support. Recognizing these connections and being open to them is an essential part of the spiritual journey. These connections can be brief or long-lasting, but they all serve a purpose in your growth and the growth of those you connect with. It is important to remember that isolation is not permanent. It is a phase, a chapter in your story that will eventually pass. What you learn and how you grow during this period will determine how you emerge from it. Isolation can be an opportunity for renewal, a fresh start, and a new outlook on life. By accepting this phase, you open yourself up to the infinite possibilities of transformation and evolution that it offers.